Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Salatu wassalam ala Rasulillah. So this is going to be our fifth lesson, inshallah. So what we're going to be doing today is covering our verbs. Today's the day where we're going to blitz verbs. Okay? We're going to blitz it. Alright? So from our Arabic map, the fourth lesson that we've got up to, we've really focused on the kalima. Remember kalima, and then the phrases. Okay, غير مفيد, مركبة, and then مركبة مفيد, which is the jumla. Okay, so we've done the kalima, we've done the harfs, we've done the isms, and we haven't covered the phrases, and we haven't covered the sentences so much. Okay, and that will be for next week's lesson. At that point, we will start the text because we've covered the basics of the Arabic map. So, and a recap on we've spent a lot of time on the isms, and the one thing that we remembered about isms is that they have. Anybody can they remember what's special about isms?
There are 4 or 5.
That's one thing.
It doesn't have to be the noun or this, is that all with different?
Remember what I said to Ali, that I'd go in the middle of the night, I'd wake him up, and he has to ingrain in his head, isms express grammatical states. That's really, really important. They have grammatical states which are reflected by the last voweling. Okay, this is going to be able to work out if it's Zayd who's hitting Amr or Amr who's hitting Zayd. Remember, Daraba Zaydun Amran. Yeah, that's how you're going to be able to distinguish. Yeah, because both are expressing grammatical states. Yeah, okay. One is in Rafa and one is in Nasab. Okay, so that's one of the key things that we've got to get ingrained in our heads is the grammatical states of isms. Okay, what we understood with verbs that we started last week is what was the main important issue about verbs that we covered last week? Anyone remember? It's okay. It's okay. Get you moving and trying to get your head thinking.
Reading aloud.
Conjugations. Remember that verbs like so in English, he hit, they hit, she hit, you hit. Hit is the same word. In Arabic, it's not. It's a different verb. It's a different conjugation, but it's one word expressing two meanings: the he and the hit, all in one word. And that's what we spent last week trying to work out the conjugations. Okay. Now this table that's up on here, if you actually look down the whole list, you can see that there are about 16 lists, and it goes right across the table, right across. Okay. So you're going to learn all of this by this special method that Abdulaziz created in his Learning Quranic Arabic, which is with the hand signals. So this looks overwhelming. Wow. Exactly. All of those. Yeah. So this is going to be all that that is incorporated within these hand signals. Okay. Because looking at a table, you get put off. It's very hard to be able to digest it. And remember what we said with verbal conjugations, which is the fi'l. We're going to do it again today. Is that we talk about the person. Which can be either third, second, or first. The third person is when you talk about somebody. He, them, they. The second person is the person that you're talking to, you. And the first person is yourself or people that you are representing. That's the person, okay? Then we talked about that there's a gender that is combined with this verb, okay? Which is either going to be male or female. Okay. Remember, in English there is no female verb. It's just the same verb for everybody. Okay, but in Arabic there is a difference between male and female in terms of how the verb comes. And then the third bit was the plurality. Remember, so it's either going to be singular, it's going to be either dual or plural. All right, dual is a new concept in terms of it's not in the English language, but it's in the Arabic. Okay, and plurality we do know, and singular we do know. And like I said, in English, whether it's plural or single, it's still the same word, hit. But in Arabic, you'll end up having 14 conjugations. 14 that reflect through the person, the gender, and the plurality. And that's what you see in this table here. Alright? The last thing that you'll actually see in this table so those conjugations, yeah, can be expressed in 3 ways. What do I mean by 3 ways? Can anyone guess what I'm trying to say here? That those conjugations in terms of hold on, let me finish the question. In terms of the person, the gender, and the plurality can be expressed in 3 ways. What are those 3 ways I'm talking about here? Right? Past, Madi, present, Mudari, and Amr, command. So that's how. So you imagine that conjugation in terms of the person, the gender, and then the plurality in 3 ways: in terms of the past, in terms of the present, and in terms of the command. So you can imagine there's quite a lot of and each one has a distinct verb conjugation. Okay, so so fa'il, fa'al, fa'ala is just one of those 14 conjugations. Multiply it, right, in 3 different ways. All right. Okay. The task in this lesson is to do all of this. How are we going to be able to do all of this? Is through the hand signals. The table is your reference point. The table is there for you to look back and reflect on, because it will go through the actual letters of how it's pronounced. But what we're going to learn today is the hand signals. All of those variations, up to the 14, are going to be done by hand signals, and we're going to do it today, inshallah, bi'idhnillah. Okay? So, before we get on to the verbs, we're going to do the conjugations in terms of the personal pronouns. Okay? And we already got an idea of what that is, so we'll do it together, slowly, okay, but all together. So you need to use the hand signals. Why the hand signals? Because it's going to be able to get you to remind it, because you're using more than one brain department. Yeah, it's not just memory, but you actually use physical movements to try and help you to remember this. So remember, the third person is over there, because you're talking about somebody over there. The second person is somebody that you're directly talking to. And then the hand signal over here is about talking about I or us. Okay? And that's how we're going to break it down. So let's start with the personal pronouns. And this is going to be the male side. This is going to be the female side. Okay? The right male and the left female. Okay? So let's go. So huwa, he. So that's singular.
Yeah.
Hum, they. Okay? And remember, it's more than 3 fingers. So 1 finger for singular, and then the 4 fingers for plural. Okay? Then it goes anta, you.
Antum.
Then antum, you all. Then ana, I.
Nahnu.
And then with the 4 fingers, nahnu, we. Okay? So let's do it again, but faster. So huwa, he. Hum, they. Anta, you. Antum, you all. Ana, I. Nahnu, we. Okay? So we've got into a little bit of flavor with that. Okay? So what we're going to do is that now I'm going to expand that out. Alright? I'm going to expand it out for the full. Alright? So let me do it first, slowly, and then you guys are going to come in. Okay? So let's start again, slowly. So we talk about huwa, he. Hum, they. Anta, you. Antum, you all. Ana, I. Nahnu, we. Then onto the left. Hiya, she. Okay. Hunna, they, meaning female. See, that's female. Hunna. Anti, you, female. Antunna, you all, female. And then there's ana, nahnu. It's the same for the male. Okay? Alright? So,
What is for Ana?
same as the male. Ana.
Ana and Nahnu as well.
Same.
Okay.
So both share. So it's
Alright.
neutral.
So 6 plus 6 plus 2.
Correct. Which is your 14.
Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly.
You're 14. Okay? So let us then do the female side. Now this time we'll all do it together. Alright? And notice I haven't put in Jewel yet.
Yeah.
We'll get to that later. Let's just get this. Let's break this up. So Jewel's coming at the end. But let's get this out. Alright? So everyone follow me again, but slowly. So here, she. Hunna, they. Anti, you. Antunna, you all. Okay, let's go. And ana, I, nahnu, we. Okay, again.
Sorry, just a
Yes,
question here.
right.
When you're saying to a female,
Yes.
and the plural for female, so that means all females there.
Correct. All females there. And we'll go into the later on if there's a mixture of male and female. But we won't tax ourselves yet. Let's just get this right. But that will be that's a valid question for later on to work out if there's a mixture. But for the time we presume all female. Okay. So again, one more time. So he, she, hunna, they, anti, you, antunna, you all. Okay, and then ana, I, and nahnu, we. Okay, so now let's go to the male and then the female all together. Let's put it all together. Okay, and so this is what I mean. You're not going to get confused because you're using the right for the male and the left for the female. So you know when you're saying you, who you're meaning, depending on which hand you're using. Okay, all right. So let's start slowly. I'm going to do the whole thing together. So huwa, he, hum, they, anta, you, antum, you all, ana, I, nahnu, we. Now on to the left. Hiya, she, hunna, they, anti, you, antunna, you all, and then ana, nahnu, we. Okay, so that's nearly getting there. All right. So now let's put in the jewel. All right. So the jewel, okay, is actually in some ways a little bit easier for us to comprehend. Okay. The reason being is that it's an extra word, but it's actually for both male and female. All right. Okay. So it's huma. Okay. They too. Huma. They too. From female. Antuma. You both. Antuma. You both. Alright? So that's the jewel. Alright? Okay? And both are the same for male and female. Okay? So now let's add that jewel into the whole thing. Right?
I stays the same.
Well, I think, yeah.
For two as well.
There is no I, there's no jewel. There's no jewel. Well, there's no jewel. So it's I or we. There's no jewel for I too or we too. There is no jewel. Okay? So there are exceptions, yes. So there's no jewel in when it comes to the first person. So there's only jewel for the third and second person, but not for the first person. Alright? Okay, so let's put it all together now. Bismillah. So, huwa, he, huma, now two fingers you want now. Huma, they two. Hum, they all, you can put they all. Okay. Then anta, you, antuma, two fingers, you both, antum, you all, then ana, I, then nahnu, we, onto the female, hiya, she, two fingers, huma, they two, hunna, they all, then anti, you, female, then antuma, again, for you both, then antunna, you all, and then ana, I, and nahnu, we. Alright? So imagine you've just done quite a lot of conjugations there, but with the hand thing. Does it look much more simpler to do than just looking at a whole list you just get confused with? Alright? So that is, you have just listed the whole of the personal pronouns conjugations like that in your hand signals. Isn't that great? Yes. Right, Bismillah. So, now that we've got this, let's go into verbs. Bismillah. And we're gonna do the Madi, which is the past tense. Alright? So let me just do a little bit first and then we're gonna do it together. Alright? So with that, we're gonna go past tense. So again, it's the same hand signals meaning the third person, the ones we're talking about. Directly who we're talking about, you're talking to you, and then about us. Okay? So remember we did this last week. So we did the past tense. So fa'ala, he did. Then it was fa'alu, they all did. Then fa'alta, you did. Fa'altum, you all did. Fa'altu, I did. And then we did fa'alna, we did. Alright? So let's do it all together. Bismillah. Ready for the hand signals?
Yeah.
Okay. So fa'ala.
Fa'ala.
He did.
He did.
Fa'alu.
Fa'alu.
They did.
They did.
Fa'alta.
Fa'alta.
You did. Fa'altum. You all did. Fa'altu.
Fa'altu.
I did. Fa'alna.
Fa'alna.
We did. Okay? So that's the male. So let's go do the female. Okay? Okay. So I'll go through it once and then we'll go through it together. Alright? Okay. So for the female, it's going to be fa'alat. She did. Then fa'alna. They did. Okay. Then it's going to be fa'alti. You did. Fa'altunna. You all did. And then fa'altu. I did. And fa'alna. We did. Exactly the same for the male. Okay? So let's do it together. Alright? And we'll just do the female side. Bismillah. Slowly. Okay? So fa'alat.
Fa'alat.
She did.
She did.
Fa'alna.
Fa'alna.
It's not fa'alna as in, as we did, it's fa'alna. So there's no alif, it's just a fatha, that's it, fa'alna. Okay? They did.
Hamza.
No hamza, just a fatha, fa'alna. As opposed to fa'alna, which is we did,
Okay.
fa'alna. So they did.
Single harakat, not two harakat.
Single harakat, that's absolutely correct. Single harakat, fa'alna.
Fa'alna.
Okay? So they did.
Okay.
Fa'alti.
Fa'alti.
You did. Fa'altunna. You all did. Fa'altu, I did. And fa'alna, we did.
We did.
Okay? Again. Amal, you okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's all do it together. I want to see everyone's hand signals going for this. Bismillah. Because this is the critical thing, is that you use your hands to do this. Because it's going to help you to remember this. So again for the female side. Fa'alat.
Fa'alat.
She did.
She did.
Fa'alna.
She.
They did. Fa'alti.
Fa'alti.
You did. Fa'altunna.
You
You
all
all
did.
did. Then fa'altu, I did. Fa'alna, we did. Alright? So now let's combine it all together from the male to the female. Alright?
Yeah.
Okay. Bismillah. So we'll do it slowly.
Yeah.
Fa'ala.
Fa'ala.
He did. Fa'alu.
He did.
They did. Fa'alta.
You did.
You did. Fa'altum. You all did. Fa'altu. I did. Fa'alna. We did. Fa'alat.
Fa'alat.
She did. Fa'alna.
Fa'alna.
They
They
did.
did.
Fa'alti.
You did.
You did. Fa'altunna.
You
all
all
did. Fa'altu. I did. Fa'alna.
We did.
Okay? Alright, that's really good. Alhamdulillah. Okay, so now that we've got that, let's add in the jewels. Now, same again, the jewels is actually simple because it's going to be the same for male and female. So that makes it a little bit easier for us, yeah? It's an added word, but it's actually going to be the same. And I think you've got it, yeah, so, yeah, we've got it there, and yeah, okay. So, let's go for it, Bismillah. So I will do it slowly first, alright? And then we'll do it all together, alright? So single finger is for fa'ala, he did. And then fa'ala, alright? And you can see here, fa'ala. So it is two harakats. So fa'ala, one harakat, and two harakats, fa'ala. And you hear like Arabic say, look, you can just do a slight pronunciation to means a completely different meaning. Well, here's a typical example. Look at that. What I did talk about he did or they too did. Just by extending the lam. Imagine. Alright? So two harakats means dual. Right? But the easy way to remember this one. So fa'ala, he did, then fa'ala, they too did. Then fa'alu, they all did. Then you go fa'alta, you did. Then the next one is fa'altuma. Fa'altuma, which is you both did. And then fa'altum, you all did. Okay? And then when we go to the female, which is fa'alat, and then the dual is fa'alata. So it's just, again, the two harakats, fa'alata. Okay? Then you go to fa'alna, they all did. And then you go fa'alti, you did. And again, fa'altuma. Same as the male, you both did.
So if there is any addition with the alif or a hamza, then it's two.
Correct. For this instance, yes. Just the slight extension. And then the only thing that you have to remember is the tuma.
Okay.
For the you. You
Alright.
both. Okay? So let's all do it together slowly, okay? So, Bismillah. Okay. Fa'ala. He did. Fa'ala. They too, but they both did. They both did. Okay. Fa'alu. They all did. Fa'alta. You did. Fa'altuma. You both did. Fa'altum. You all did. Fa'altu. I did. Fa'alna. We did. And on to the female. Fa'alat. She did. Fa'alata. You both did. Fa'alna. They all did. Fa'alti. You did. Fa'altuma. You both did. Fa'altunna. You all did. And fa'altu. I did. Fa'alna. We did. You just covered the whole of Mali in that. SubhanAllah. And instead of this whole list you're having to look at, you just covered it.
You can do the practice.
And you can do the practice. And the thing is, what will happen is that you'll get so practiced and so accomplished with it, then you'll look at the table and you'll be able to break it down yourself. That's where we'll eventually get to. But this is just getting it into your kofri, as they say. Yeah? So, this is a good one. But we haven't finished there. We have to do the present tense. Inshallah. I like it cold anyway. Okay, so but before we do that, we're going to revise it again, because repetition is the way. And as my professor of anatomy used to say, he says, anatomy is repetition. Anatomy is repetition. Anatomy is repetition. Anatomy is repetition. And that's what he would say to us. So we understood, yes, it's repetition. So I'm going to say the same for the Arabic language. It's repetition. Okay. So let us repeat it again, but this time we're going to do the personal pronouns that we did, and then we're going to do the past tense verbs again. Alright? So, okay. So Bismillah, we're going to do it all together, and we're going to do it nice and slowly. Okay? So, Huwa, he. Huma, they too. Hum, they all. Anta, you. Antuma, you both. Antum, you all. Ana, I. Nahnu, we. And then here, she. Huma, they too. Hunna, they all. Anti, you. Antuma, you both. Antunna, you all. Then ana, I, and nahnu, we. Right? And let's go to the madi, which is the past tense. Okay? So, fa'ala, he did. Fa'ala, two harakat for two. They too did. Fa'alu, they all did. Fa'alta, you did. Fa'altuma, you both did. Fa'altum, you all did. Fa'altu, I did. Fa'alna, we did. Fa'alat, she did. Fa'alata, you both did. Fa'alna, they did. Fa'alti, you did. Fa'altuma, you both did. Fa'altunna, you all did. Fa'altu, I did. Fa'alna, we did. Okay? So I'm going to go for it very slowly. Again, we're going to go to the he side first, work that through together. Then we'll go to the female side, work that through together, and then the dual all together. Alright? So let's just break this down. Okay? So, for the mudari, so instead when we do the right for the male and female, but this time we're going to go upwards for like future or current. So we're going to go up diagonally 45 degrees. That differentiates from past to present. Okay? So past, present. So think in the future. So when you think in the future, you sometimes go point that way in the future. And the mudari is the present tense and future. So it's a way of conceptually thinking that this must be somewhere ahead. Alright? Okay?
In Quran and many of the ayat, present and the future as well.
Correct.
The same word.
Mm.
Yeah, it has double meaning.
It can have double meanings, and the way you understand it sometimes is through the context of the ayah.
Yeah, you have to focus on, you have to concentrate on the context.
To be able to differentiate the present and the
Exactly,
future.
whether it's talking about for the current or for the future.
Exactly. All right. So let me show you Bismillah, just on the male side. So from fa'ala, which was he did, I'm going to yaf'alu. He is doing.
He's doing, or he will do.
Or he will do. But for the purpose of learning, we'll just use the present tense.
Yeah.
So he is do. So yaf'alu. So just watch this first, and then we'll do it all together later. So yaf'alu, he is doing. Yaf'aluna, they are doing. Taf'alu, you are doing. Taf'aluna, you all are doing. Af'alu, I am doing. Naf'alu, we are doing. Alright? Okay. So now let's all do this together. Bismillah. Okay? So from fa'ala to yaf'alu. He is doing.
He's doing.
Yaf'aluna, they are doing. Taf'alu, you are doing. Taf'aluna, you all are doing. Af'alu, I am doing. Naf'alu, we are doing. Alright? And I want you to just appreciate the difference, because what we're going to do now, let's do the past tense on the male side, and then do the present tense for the future, so you can see the difference. Okay? So let's go back to the past tense. So fa'ala, he did. Fa'alu, they did. Fa'alta, you did. Fa'altum, you all did. Fa'altu, I did. Fa'alna, we did. Present tense. Yaf'alu, he is doing. Yaf'aluna, they are doing. Taf'alu, you are doing. Taf'aluna, you all are doing. Af'alu, I am doing. Naf'alu, we are doing. Now the important thing to appreciate, just as a point of how will you recognize it just on the letters. Interestingly enough, for the present tense mudari', you will see that a lot of it has what we call a prefix. So a prefix, actually let me just write this down, this would be a good example. Let me write it down here and then you can see. So you have fa'ala, and then you have yaf'alu. And what I'd like you to look at is that the difference really from this one is that you have a prefix here, yaf, okay? And if you so here there's a prefix. If we take the plural of they did, it's fa'alu, okay? Fa'alu. There you can see that it preserves the first three letters, but then there is a suffix, which is the wa and the alif, yeah? That makes it into they, okay? If we compare it to the present tense, it's yaf'aluna, okay? And what you see in the present tense, that it still has a prefix, the ya, and it has the una, or actually to be more strict, it's just the wa. The na is a pronunciation issue, which I'll go into later, but it's the wa, actually, that makes it the day. So it has a prefix and a suffix, a beginning bit and an end bit. And mostly with the present tense, this is the bit that gives it away, is the prefix, which does not occur in any of the past tense verbs. It's always fa'alta, fa'altum, even for the female fa'alna, it always starts with the fa'alna of the three letters. But in the present tense, mudari', you always have a prefix.
Is it those three words, is it the root word?
Yes, in fact, it is those three root words. Whereas in the present tense, it's in the middle. It's hiding in the middle. Okay? So in the present tense, it's hiding in the middle. In the past tense, it's always in the beginning. You'll never have a prefix for the past tense. It'll always be fa'ala something or fa'al something. Yeah, as you did with your hand signals. All right, and let us just let us just check whether this is correct. Let us go through the evidence. Do I have it? Is Nadeem saying this correctly? So let's go in our heads and do the past tense and see whether there is a prefix. Let's work it through. So let's do it together. So fa'ala, he did. So okay, there's no prefix. Fa'ala, they too. No, they both did. Fa'alu, they all did. Again, no prefix. Fa'alta, you did. Fa'altuma, you both did. Fa'altum, you all did. Again, no prefix. Fa'altu, I did. Fa'alna, we did. Again, is any prefix in the female? Let's go to the female side. Fa'alat, she did. Fa'alata, they both did. Fa'alna, they all did. Still no prefix. Fa'alti, you did. Fa'altuma, you both did. Fa'altunna, they all did. No prefix. Fa'altu, I did. Fa'alna, we did. Again, so that proves it, right? There's no prefix. However, when we did the present tense, so from fa'ala to yaf'alu, there's a ya. Yaf'alu.
So that is the prefix.
So there's the prefix. Yaf'aluna, they all are doing. There's a prefix and a suffix. There's a una, and a yaf. Again, going to taf'alu. Prefix, taf. Yeah, so there's your prefix there. Taf'alu, you are doing. And then in the plural, taf'aluna, prefix and suffix. Af'alu, prefix, alif, af. And then naf, for we are doing. So you can see that there is always a prefix in the mudari. And this will help you that inshallah when we get to the accomplishment point where we can read the Arabic without the tashkil, without the vowels, you'll be able to recognize the verbs just like this by the ya and the ta and the alif and the nun. You'll know, this must be a present mudari verb. Just the way it's construct of its letters. Alright?
What I'm seeing is that in construct that, as you said, that for example, if you do fa'ala and then if you do saying af'alu, it's same as you saying ana. So alif of ana and then nun for nahnu is attached to that.
Yes, you can use that as well. That's right. So the key element is, yes, that helps us because if you're choosing the right letter there, but the key is that there's a prefix in the mudari, present tense. Alright. So alhamdulillah, so we understand this distinction. Okay, so alright, let's do it all together again and let's just remind ourselves of the present tense on the he side. Okay? So all together. So so I point upwards, yaf'alu, he is doing.
He's doing.
Yaf'aluna, they are doing. Taf'alu, you are doing. Taf'aluna, you all are doing. Af'alu, I am doing. Naf'alu, we are doing. Okay, great. So now, let's go to the female side. I will do it first, slowly, and then we'll do it all together. Alright? Okay. Bismillah, I have to try and remember it myself, so it's getting a bit complicated here. Okay, so, Bismillah. So, it's going to be Taf'alu, she's doing. Okay, then it's going to be Yaf'alna, they are doing. Yaf'alna, so one haraka on the noon, Yaf'alna, they are doing. Then it's going to be Taf'alina, you are doing, female, Taf'alina. Okay, Taf'alina, and then Taf'alna is going to be they are doing, Taf'alna, and then Af'alu, I'm doing, and then Naf'alu, we're doing. Same for the male. So if you could just scroll down there, I just want to check I'm right on that. So on the female side, so yeah, so Taf'alu, and then Yaf'alna, and then Taf'alina, and Taf'alna. Okay, as in you both. Okay, so no, that's dual. We're coming up to later. That's the last thing we'll do. Again, so you can see how confusing it can be on the table. What bit am I doing here? This will help you, inshallah. Okay, so we'll all do this together now for the female side. Okay, so Bismillah. So remember, it's not from fa'alat, it's going up to present tense. Okay, so from fa'alat to taf'ala. Taf'alu, sorry, taf'alu. She's doing.
She's doing.
Okay, yaf'alna.
Yaf'alna.
They are doing.
They are doing.
Okay, taf'alina.
Taf'alina.
You are doing. Okay, taf'alna. You all are doing. Then af'alu, I'm doing. Naf'alu, we are doing. Okay. So now let's combine the he and the she together. Okay. All right. Bismillah. So from fa'ala to yaf'alu, he's doing. Yaf'aluna, they are doing. Taf'alu, you are doing. Taf'aluna, you all are doing. Af'alu, I am doing. Naf'alu, we are doing. Then going to female. Taf'alu, she's doing. Yaf'alna, they are doing. Taf'alina, you are doing. Taf'alna, you all are doing. Af'alu, I am doing. Naf'alu, we are doing. Okay. There's another little hand signal, but I don't want to do it in this purpose because if you notice, okay, for the male, taf'alu, you are doing, is the same as taf'alu for the female, she. They're both the same. Yeah? So taf'alu, you are doing, is the same as taf'alu, she is doing.
Yeah.
So as the brother said before, it's the context. So the context of the sentence will determine whether it's you are doing or she's doing, because they're exactly the same word. Alright, so taf'alu, she is doing, is the same as taf'alu, you are doing. Okay, but it doesn't matter. Just get it into your hand signals. You know what it is. Taf'alu is over there, and taf'alu is over there on the right hand. Okay. All right. Let's do it one more time again. Repeat it again together before we get onto the dual. Okay. So Bismillah. Yaf'alu. He is doing. Yaf'aluna. They are doing. Taf'alu. You are doing. Taf'aluna. You all are doing. Af'alu. I am doing. Naf'alu. We are doing. Taf'alu. She is doing. Yaf'alna. They are doing. Taf'alina. You are doing. Taf'alna. You are all doing. Af'alu. I am doing. And naf'alu. We are doing. Okay? Well done. Bismillah. Okay.
I think the way we have constructed in our mind, unless and no, is with my term, either I myself or B. So, when we are saying about like two people, he and she, the difference between he and she, Tafalu and Yafalu. That's where if we can create some kind of a link, so we can remember it.
You can construct it in your own mind, whichever way you can retain it better. You can create that sort of link. That's how it's going to work. Different people have different way of doing it.
Yeah.
And the hands is one way to do
Hands
this.
is one way, but then I mean, we all straight away remember.
Yeah, but then that's how you practice.
I'm going to
because
say,
then-
just saying that whether you're talking about the male or for the female, you can distinguish between the letter fe and the te. Is that you mean?
No, ye and they.
Yeah,
Tafalu and Yafalu.
Yafalu.
There's lots of different. There isn't exactly 100% exact pattern to this. So the key is that you just get a sense of it. And so if you got the core, then by recognition you're going to get repeated examples of this, so then it's going to embed in your mind. But like I said to you in the last lesson, this is really important to get hold grips with.
Yeah.
And so you really, you've got to be at a stage where you can just break it down. You can write them down, or you can just go through them in any way. You'll know it. This is a method to just introduce you and to get at least a sense of methodology. And then as you become more accomplished, it becomes more automatic. All right? Okay. So now what I'm going to do is introduce the dual for this. Okay. And I actually have to just remind myself as well. Yeah. So if we, yeah.
You want to scroll up or down?
Let's go for it. Okay, you can. Yeah, that's fine.
That's fine?
Yeah, that's okay. It's quite, again, the one with the dual is that male and female are the same. So alhamdulillah for that. Okay, so let's go for it. Okay, we can all go through together because it'll be a revision, and I'll just add in the dual. Okay, so present tense. So yaf'alu is he is doing.
He's doing.
Now with the two things is yaf'alani.
Yaf'alani.
Yeah, yaf'alani is they too are doing. Then it's yaf'aluna, they all are doing. And it's taf'alu, you are doing. Taf'alani, you both are doing. and then taf'aluna, you all are doing. Then af'alu, I am doing, and naf'alu, we are doing. Then going on to the female side, it's taf'alu, she's doing. Okay, yaf'alna, they are doing. But yaf'alani. I think, let me just double check on that. So, it's right, taf'alani. Beg your pardon. Again, repeat. So, taf'alu, she's doing. Dual, taf'alani. So, for the male, it's yaf'alani. For the female, it's taf'alani. Alright? Yeah, so that does help a bit. It might be more female. So, yaf'alani to taf'alani. Okay? Then it's yaf'alna. Is they all are doing. On the female side, yaf'alna. Then we go to taf'alina, which is you are doing. Taf'alani, you both are doing, which is the same as the male taf'alani. And then you've got taf'alna, they all are doing. Sorry, you all are doing. You all are doing. Then af'alu, I am doing, and then naf'alu, we are doing. But look, you just covered everything. You actually covered the whole lot. That is it all in hand signals, alright? So now what we're going to do is just finish up with the whole thing. You've just done every conjugation in the two ways. The last one is the amr, and I'll cover that at the very end, because that's quite simple. Alright? So let's just cover the madi, which is the past, and the mudari, the present tense, in all of these conjugations. But we'll start with the personal pronoun and then build up. Alright? Okay. So, are you ready? Okay. Shake your hand, just get some oxygenation, focus. You know, I'm going to, inshallah, blitz this one, yeah? Okay? Alright. Okay. Alright, bismillah. So, let's do with the personal pronoun first, okay? So, huwa, he. Huma, they too. Hum, they all. Anta, you. Antuma, you both. Antum, you all. Ana, I. Nahnu, we. Hiya, she. Huma, they too. Hunna, they all. Anti, you. Antuma, you both. Antunna, you all. Ana, I. Nahnu, we. Past tense. Madi. Fa'ala. So yaf'al is mudari present. We're going to pass. So madi. Fa'ala. He did. Fa'ala. Two haraka meaning dual. They both did. Fa'alu. They all did. Fa'alta. You did. Fa'altuma. You both did. Fa'altum. You all did. Fa'altu. I did. Fa'alna. We did. Fa'alat. She did. Fa'alata. Two haraka, dual. They both did. Fa'alna. One haraka. Fa'alna. They all did. Fa'alti. You did. Fa'altuma. You both did. Fa'altunna. You all did. Fa'altu. I did. Fa'alna. We did. From madi to mudari, present. So up we go to yaf'alu. He's doing. Yaf'alani. They too. They both did. Yaf'aluna. They all did. Taf'alu. You did. Or you are doing. You are doing. Taf'alu. You are doing. Taf'alani. You are both doing. Taf'aluna. You are all doing. Af'alu. I am doing. Naf'alu. We are doing. Okay. Taf'alu. She's doing. Taf'alani. They are both doing. Yaf'alna. They are all doing. Taf'alina. You are doing. Taf'alani. You both are doing. تفعلنا, you all are doing. أفعل, I am doing. نفعل, we are doing. Alhamdulillah, you do.
Now we need our practice.
I think while you're
We have
going
all
in
done.
the plane,
La Nafa, we have done.
We can have a traffic signal.
So look, we're going to keep coming back to this, but now you've got the basics of the hand signal. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to demonstrate the amal. We don't have to practice it. We'll come back to it later. I think we're pretty saturated. So, but the hand signal for this is this. So one other brother mentioned what was the hand signal for the amal? It's this, which is the amal is a command. Do, stop, go. Yeah. So it's if'al, single finger, stop to a single male. Then if'alu for plural male, stop, all of you, stop. Okay, so if'al and if'alu. Okay, right. I'm only going to go into that one. There's female and there's dual as well, but just to give you an appreciation that of the amal. So if'al and if'alu. Okay, so if'al for one finger and if'alu for plural. Okay.
Is it kasra, ifal, alif on alif? Is it
Yes, so there's a kasra.
kasra,
Not a damma, not a fatha, not a damma.
no fatha.
Okay. If'al. But it has a sukoon at the end. So if'al has a, so that's how you would differentiate from af'alu. Because so af'alu, I am doing, same letters, but different. When we said that tashkil is the meaning changes on the tashkil, the vowels. That's the thing. In English, it just helps you to pronounce. In Arabic, it not only helps you to pronounce, but it has a different, it conveys a meaning. So af'alu, if'al. Af'alu, I am doing, if'al, stop. Do. Yeah, it's a command. Yeah. So it has a sukoon. So just to write that out for you. So the command. So you got this kasra and then the sukoon. So it's these things that actually make it the amal, the command. If'al. And then for the plural, yeah, exactly. That's a wonderful example. And see, this is what, inshallah, once we go through the Arabic text or the Quranic text, this is where it's all going to come alive. And then you're going to really, it's going to go inside, and you're going to really appreciate it. It's all theory at the moment, which makes it doubly difficult. So that will be for the plural, and then it's this, if'alu for stop, as in male plural. Okay.
Have a seat now and have a cup of coffee.
Khair, inshallah. So what we're going to do, we're going to finish it there, inshallah, and then next week, inshallah, we're going to finish the theory, the core theory. The core theory, remember, is 20% of the language which has 80% application. That's the key thing. So we've gone through just 20%, but that has 80% application. So that finishing of that 20% next week is on phrases. 2 phrases that we're going to introduce. 2 out of 15 phrases that are entirely in the Arabic language. We're going to do 2, which are the most important common ones. And then we're going to do the Jumla Ismiya and Jumla Fi'liya, the 2 sentences. And then we are done on the theory. We will then start the text. And then with the text, there will be some added grammar that comes with it as we encounter different aspects of the language. Okay? So subhanahu wa bihamdik, ashhadu an la ilaha ant, astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk.